I got bored, so I decided in today's video I will be ranking every level from Sonic Heroes from S to D. And if you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications because that really does help out the channel. And let's get on with the first level, which is going to be... I think out of any starter level that Sonic has provided us throughout all the years, I can confidently say that Seaside Hill is the best starting map to any game ever. I mean, don't get me wrong, City Escape is amazing, but I personally think that nothing can ever match to Seaside Hill.
You're goddamn right.
The whole level itself is just very visually appealing, with bright colors and amazing environments. It also provides us with a pretty straightforward layout, which is amazing for beginners. And somehow, this level introduces the mechanics to this game way better than the actual tutorial itself. And the only way to experience the tutorial is by playing Amy's story. And we all know, we chose that one last. Even though it is the easiest, we chose that one last all the time. There is no flaw to this level, at least in my opinion. So for me, it'll have to go to S tier. Ocean Palace is where Sonic Team peaked at level design. I'm gonna be so honest right now. As soon as they released this level, there was no going back because they could never top this even if they tried. Everything about this level is perfect, down to the minute detail, whether that be the environment, the enemy placement, or even the dialogue that Sonic and friends say along the whole level.
First of all, your Jordans are completely fake.
Out of all the Sonic Hero levels that we're going to be talking about today, this is definitely in my top 2. And I'll give you a hint, it's not number 2.
Spectacular, give me 14 of them right now.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you know what's in here?
I don't care, don't tell me.
I think this is the level that truly represents what Sonic Heroes is all about. Kind of like how City Escape represents Sonic Adventure 2, or even Green Hill Zone from the first Sonic game. If you ask someone right now what their favorite Sonic Heroes level is, and they don't say Ocean Palace, you can't trust them. So with all the glazing done for Ocean Palace, I'm gonna have to put it at an S for me. Now, Grand Metropolis, despite being a very unique level, does have its flaws. There are some instances in the game where you have to find the lever and press the B button to pull that shit, but I'll let you know right now, you're gonna be missing that like 50% of the time. But besides the lever, I think the whole stage in general can be very visually cluttered, which then makes it kind of difficult to navigate through. It also doesn't help that Grand Metropolis throughout the whole level uses the same scheme over and over again.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Maybe you'll end up passing a few enemies along the way, and then you'll end up coming back to a route that looks exactly the same where you just came from. It gives you a really big deja vu moment. Or if you're an anime fan, it feels like you're stuck in Itachi's Sharingan. But now let's get to the good stuff about Grand Metropolis. And to start off, I'm gonna have to go with the music. As soon as you start the stage, you are met with energetic music that matches the fast-paced action that this level provides.
God damn, these cats are cooking. Oh, they're swinging. Fuck.
But music can only take you so far because not only is the music great, but so is the unique setting for this whole level. Having it set as a futuristic level while scaling a bunch of skyscrapers really just makes it feel like the New York of the Sonic world. Plus, another thing that I really like about the level design are the blue magnetic roads that just take you anywhere you gotta go. It really makes you feel like you're in a futuristic level because of how automatic these things are. But with that being said, sadly, it will be the first B tier on this whole list. Even though I love the music, it just was not enough. Ah yes, Power Plant, the better version of Grand Metropolis. This entire level right here is what Grand Metropolis tried to be. A very well thought futuristic level with a bunch of different paths that you can choose to your liking. If you feel like using Sonic to go through a different route, feel free. Or if you're feeling really adventurous and want to use Tails for some reason, use him. Sadly, Knuckles doesn't really have his own unique pathway, but he's only here for the ride, so that's totally fine. There are some frustrating platforming elements, like towards the end of the level where you have to try to escape the lava. It's nothing too difficult to get through, but sometimes you do just get a glitch here and there. But hey, this is a Sonic game. When are there not going to be glitches? But with that being said, I'm going to have to rank this level an A. And the only reason I'm ranking this an A and not an S, and some people might hate me for this, but it's for the music. If Grand Metropolis and Power Plant switched music, I would have made this an S off rip. But I mean, we need our first A regardless, so congratulations Power Plant on making it to the A rank. If you gave me the option to explore any Sonic Heroes level I ever wanted in real life, I would go to Gambling Park. I mean Casino Park. Even though this is a very cool concept for a Sonic level, I just feel like it wasn't executed in the best way. Throughout the level, there are a bunch of difficulty spikes out of nowhere, especially concerning the pinball section. Even though I love gambling in this game, the pinball section really does make it a pain in the ass to even try. If anything, it's a lot more tedious than it is actually difficult. But let's all be honest with ourselves here. At a certain point in time in our lives, we were definitely stuck on this level for at least 10 minutes. I think the only thing that is holding this level together is the gambling, because the music is definitely not cutting it. Do you hear this shit? Imagine hearing this for 5 minutes straight with not a single beat switch. Easily the weakest song throughout the whole Sonic Heroes series. But with all that being said and done, this level does deserve an A. And the only reason why it's getting an A is because of the gambling portion. And up next on the list, we have Bingo Highway, ladies and gentlemen. And off rip, I just want to say the music here in Bingo Highway is already 10 times better than what we had in Casino Park. Compare this to this. It's pretty much day and night if you ask me. But besides the music, I think the overall layout for Bingo Highway is actually pretty unique, and I've never seen anything like it. The way that they use the bingo mechanic adds a lot more strategy to wherever you gotta go throughout the whole level. The environment and everything else about the whole level has a very fast-paced and energetic feeling to it. Also, not to mention the beautiful visuals that they give us for this whole level. But I'll be honest here, I think the cons throughout this whole level outweigh the pros in a bunch of ways. And even though I just praised it earlier, I gotta say, I kinda hate the bingo mechanic. Mainly because I can't get the whole damn board. No, but realistically though, they just should have made another gambling one. Because let's be honest, would you rather gamble your life away or gamble your life away playing bingo? Come on now. And the only way to get the bingo chips is by going through a slide and having to roll down trying to get each and every single one. And if you're not careful, you might fall off. Or even if you are careful, you can still fall off. If you're rolling down this slide right here and accidentally switch to a different character, they might be falling off the edge of the map.
I can't fucking compete!
And you'll have to restart it all over again. And I know that's not mainly this level's fault, it's pretty much the mechanics in Sonic Heroes, but you do see that glitch more often in this level than others. So with that being said, I believe Bingo Highway deserves a spot in B tier. Rail Canyon is the definition of a placebo effect. And what I mean by that is everybody will tell you that it's cool and fun and the environment is sick, but only if you believe it enough. So if you play this stage without anyone telling you that it's a dope ass level, be prepared for the worst. I think a whole level based on you grinding on rails seems like a really cool concept on paper, but the way they did it in this game just doesn't work. It's awful. And here's a little Sonic Hero tip if you're playing this game for the first time. Whenever they launch you off of rails, do not move your character. If not, something like this will happen. I think the rail segments of this stage would have worked better if you were able to move just as fast as you are running, because every time you try to grind on a rail and go faster, you end up going slower for some reason. So with that being said, Rail Canyon goes into the C tier. Unfortunate, but it has to be done. When it comes to Bullet Station, there's really nothing much more I can say other than it's just the same as Rail Canyon, but if not, maybe a little bit less annoying. There's not as much grinding sections as there was in the other level, but when there are, they're even more annoying. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because while you're grinding on the rails, you have to dodge trains. Since when did they add a New York DLC to Sonic Heroes? Sure, they end up giving you arrows so you know where to dodge to, but that shit doesn't make any sense if it still happens like this. Even though that glitch can be very, very frustrating, I will say, it is funny. So it does get that advantage from Rail Canyon. So with that being said, Bullet Station is also going to C tier, but above Rail Canyon. I believe that Frog Forest is probably the most uplifting level in all of Sonic Heroes game.
Correct!
If you ever wanted the equivalent of touching grass in a video game, this is the level right here. I think Frog Forest also does have the most balanced gameplay out of all the levels, because there are sections where you have to fight enemies, grind on rails, or even use these swings to get around the whole stage. They got a little bit of something for everybody, you know? And I don't even need to mention this, but the music here goes hard as fuck. So with that being said, Frog Forest is going into A tier for me. You know those family tropes where there's one person in the family that is really smart and educated and gets everything done, and then the other person is very lazy and just stupid? That's how I feel about Lost Jungle. Lost Jungle is the equivalent of a middle child not getting any attention or anything that they've ever wanted in their life. And that's me saying this respectfully. I don't know how you can have the same environment as Frog Forest and fuck it up this badly. And also a big annoyance that I have with this level is that the fact that they lack a bunch of checkpoints. You will see a checkpoint once every blue moon going through this entire level. But I think the part that I truly hate about this stage has to be the ending. Having to swing across the entirety of Florida is an insane level design. Not to mention that half of the time whenever you swing, it does not connect to the other one. So you end up having two fates. You either fall into the water or you get eaten by the alligator. It's your choice. So with that being said, Lost Jungle is going into C tier for me. And the only reason it's going into C tier is because I never have to see that level again. Alright, on to the next. Hang Castle has to be one of the most confusing levels throughout the whole game of Sonic Heroes. Not only is the layout very confusing, but there is a lot of trial and error when it comes to this level, especially if you're playing as Chaotix. Oh my god.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
But other than that, the gravity switching can be very disorienting to anybody, especially to me when I first played this game. And really random, but I think the best Halloween that Sonic Team has ever made has to be Pumpkin Hill. Other than that, nothing will ever suffice. Also, the enemies can get very annoying really quick in this level, whether that be just going up against the little pumpkin ghosts or even the homies with the big ass hammers. It's just very annoying and tedious the whole way. Also, the song on this level sucks, but I will give it this: it's not as annoying as Casino Park, so take that as you will. So with that being said, Hang Castle goes comfortably for me into the C tier. This is going to be the fastest level I will ever review throughout this whole video. You ready? It sucks. I hate it. Nothing about it is good. The enemies are annoying, and the ending is dog shit. You end up having an acid trip at the very end, having to clear a certain path for each character, and it is so annoying. I have no idea how Sonic Team does it, man. They have one great formula that works in the first or the second level, and they fuck it up. But if there is one thing that I do truly like about this stage, it has to be the music. I mean, listen to this shit. So with that being said, sadly, Mystic Mansion is going to be our first D tier for the whole video. Egg Fleet probably has the best level design I've seen other than Ocean Palace. When you get started with the level, you are shown how big this map truly is. Whether you're seeing it from the sky or even on the ground level, this map is huge. My favorite part of this level design is that we are nowhere near the ground, so the whole time we're always flying up or taking care of an airship and knocking that bitch down. The way I think of it is just a bunch of little islands flying near each other that you can fly towards, and I think that's what makes this level design absolutely peak for me, because you can go anywhere on this map. This stage also provides a bunch of areas that you're able to go to if you put your mind to it, whether that be flying with Tails or using Sonic with his speed. And honestly, this deserves an S tier, but sadly it won't because of the enemies. Most of the enemies in this level are very bearable, but then you do have those weird Eggman androids that just pull up out of nowhere. So other than that, I don't think this stage is too bad. So for me, Egg Fleet is going on to A tier. Final Fortress sucks. Despite being the last level that every team in Sonic Heroes has to go through, this shit is truly annoying. It pretty much has the same environment as Egg Fleet, but it's worse because of how many enemies there are.
Oh my god!
And I know that Final Fortress is supposed to be, you know, the big testing grounds to see if you actually learn how to play this game, but the execution is just done so poorly that I could really care less about this level. I think if they ended it on Egg Fleet, it would have been perfect, but no, they just had to make us suffer one more time. Not only is this level probably one of the longest ones throughout the whole game, it's definitely the most tedious. If your patience is dog shit just like mine, you are not going to enjoy this level. When you play a Sonic level, you expect to get through it somewhat quick, whether that just be through platforms or speed segments. But I'll be the first one to say it. Nobody likes the fighting segments. Even though Knuckles isn't really used as much throughout a lot of the stages, you can tell that they wanted to make this one especially for him. Having to use the shit rock move against these giant ass enemies gets annoying as hell after the third retry. All of the momentum and energy that Egg Fleet had completely vanished as soon as you spawned into Final Fortress. So with that being said, Final Fortress goes to D tier on my list. With all that being said, gamers, this is the final tier list of the whole video. Let me know what you think in the comments about this tier list. Would you move some? Do you think it's the perfect level tier list? I would like to know your opinion, so please let me know down below. But with that being said, gamers, that is going to be the video for today. Thank you all so much for coming through. And if you made it this far, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because that really does help out the channel, and it would mean so much to me. And as always, a huge shout out to all my members on YouTube. The extra support really does mean a lot to me, and I cannot thank you enough. But with that being said, that is going to be it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure you have a great rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one. Adios.